Hello there, lovelies. It's about that time to do another one of these. And I don't mean it in a bad or sarcastic way, but lots of beautiful things have been happening. Lots of improvements. So, right here, uh, today I'm a bit inspired of sharing more and more. While you all had like a beautiful breather and get to listen to some of the music, but again, I will do my best to play the guitar next time. Once I find some time, of course. So, yeah, I show my face sometimes, but don't mind my face. Don't mind it. Don't mind it at all. So, I think we're just gonna jump into the numbers. Let's see how you all handle the little switch, like swapping things a little bit. Gotta eat some stuff. Uh, gotta still sharpen my mind. It's just every day's an improvement version, either of myself or people around me. Even though I get acknowledged by people, but I'm not trying to flatter myself to the point of where I get arrogant, as some people will call me. But again, you can think so. You may do so. But all this, in fact, let me tell you something before we get started. I started not to like social media at all because the sexual content is all over the place. That's why I stopped using Facebook and stuff like that. It's disgusting of what they're showing in there. So, oh my goodness, ruins a lot of people's lives. Speaking of human trafficking, that's everywhere. But again, you already know it, so we're not gonna touch on that topic or subject too much. We're here about the word of the Lord. There's nothing you and I possibly, I mean, some of you can probably do something about it. But the question should be, if you were in that situation and if somebody, let's say, abducted you. Abduction meaning not the UFOs, but the government itself. Human trafficking again. They blame it all. People always find something to blame on instead of themselves. So they're putting the abductions towards the UFOs. Again, it's Amber alerts. You all get Amber alerts. So it means people were taken. taken away. But again, that topic is a bit more sensitive to a lot of you, so I won't touch too much of it. But again, how would you feel if somebody in your family, or let's say you had a special loving person that you knew got taken away? What would you do about it? Obviously, you will be somewhat angry and emotional, but to a certain extent, you might have the understanding, oh, there's much resources involved, I can't do much about it. So instead, what you can do is sometimes, depending who you are, what the personality or mentality you hold, not trying to go on a pride or ignorance and arrogance subject, but depending how much endurance you have, really, what will it cost you if you were to use up every resource available at your disposal in order to stop the things that are happening around the world? These are the real questions. That's why there is Jack Hibbs, the Real Life Network. This is a little bit similar, but again, I don't do promotions. I don't sell anything. In fact, I possibly don't know even half of this stuff how to do, but I know for certain that those things are like bots. The robots, pretty much. AI does it for you, and then people get involved and stuff like that. So again, I'm just being honest, probably too honest, because some people are like, oh man, what is this idiot doing popping up on the channel? What is he talking about? But again, I'm just trying to be brutally honest with a lot of people that are coming by and are subscribing onto this channel. Again, truth hurts a lot sometimes. And if you don't want to be part of the truly interesting arguments, that is fine. You can live out your life. But let me tell you something, it's never going to be easy, no matter who you are in this world. No matter if you think you're so tough, you can huff and puff all you want. But if we come out of pride and arrogance, ignorance, and think that we are something special or tough, well, let me tell you something. Newsflash. You ain't that tough. There's so many people around you that you can barely withstand the mentality that you are within the environment that you're working on. You can barely withstand the pressures of the world. So how can you or some of the people in the world can say, "Oh, I can do all this. I have the energy capacity to do everything in one day." No, you don't. Or actually within the week. Let me say that. Because again, we all are human and we all eat and sleep and do other activities. Sometimes it is a hard truth to swallow, But again, we have to do it. If we want to move forward, progress, grow stronger, grow sharper within much understanding, even with the afflictions which we are on today. And that's why I started the way I started. Because again, I just wanted to tune in with your resonance, so to say. What speaks with you exactly? Which part of words and scriptures speak with you? And another discussion I would like to share, but I'll do it after, is again the books. Everyone learns from somewhere or some other book, because again, you can't formulate thoughts or math without copying something with your mind, or seeing yourself or others around you doing something, and then you copy it out of them. Meaning, again, I will explain it at the end of the video. And this one will be a little bit shorter because, again, my talking and speech can be sometimes fast. Again, I will tell you, if I was crazy, I would end up in a psychiatric hospital. But many people never seen me or heard of me. Some may have in the public areas, but again, I don't show my face around anyone. And I'm not trying to call myself anything special or like some shady character. No, none of the sort exactly. There are unique people, but they're not as brutally honest, because again, they always love to hide secrets. Many secrets. I personally would share more personal stories, but again, circumstances are circumstances. So many can relate to some degree or extent. But some atheists or scientists, or even occultists, they just don't like how things are going, so they're always trying to change it towards their own gain and towards their own so-called future and power. And actually, I'll save you two topics. That topic and the topic about books and the school's education system. And this is me learning everything that is that I'm exposed to, and have the resources at my some regulated resources, but they're small resources, not like the huge implications that are involved in them. No. It's what I can use and what I have at my disposal at the moment. So I'm very excited because, again, people are present, you are present behind that screen of yours, and we are to be intimate with each other and real. Now, don't be perverts, because again, I can possibly sense, because again, what did Jesus say? If you imagine a man or a woman inside your mind, either you undressing them or inside your imagination, you have committed adultery. No, I do not exclude myself, and who am I to talk? We all have been there, but again, I have learned it the hard way, and learned through the lessons, of course. Now, the Lord has done a lot. So, inside of me, on the outward appearance. So, becoming sober, and sober can go in many different directions, meaning you either are sober from adultery or out of the drunkenness and the drug addictions. So again, there's many categories towards a singular word. And there's a lot of explanations, obviously. Now again, don't count my answers as like correct answers. You can definitely disregard my answers, because again, whatever's relevant to you as an individual who's pay attentioning and so on and so on, and who's walking in a journey that is written or right in front of you, or as you see your walk. If you follow me. If not, that's okay. You'll learn and you'll catch up eventually. I've learned many neat tricks lately too. I'm getting kind of adapted to technology very quickly, so again, that's why I use most of the time very advanced words, even some scientific words too. So some so-called scientists out there, man, there's a topic about that too, how they treat people as a thrilling experiment. And again, those are very sensitive topics to touch upon. I already told you, people of the Lord and children of the Lord, just a fair warning, this is the real stuff. And there are evidences. Again, I showed a few, which means the paperwork, and I can even find you much more research papers, as like websites and whatnot, names. Again, you're holding a supercomputer within your hand, so you can look up all sorts of information within an instant. As long as you don't involve yourself into something that is going to harm you and permanently damage your mental health and whatnot. Yeah, you heard me. You heard me right. Regardless of what you think of me. You might think, oh, but hey, brother in Christ, you are so mean. Well, let me tell you something. Sometimes you got to take an initiative and tell people the truth. Now, truth is not always pretty, but Jesus Christ, our King, is filled with radiance and beauty. And I have many reasons why I don't have so many friends, by the way. Just like Jesus, yeah. There's always betrayal. Constant betrayal. And again, you gotta choose your friends wisely, because again, some of your best friends become your enemies. What is some of the sayings? A friend of a friend is my enemy, or something. Sometimes vice versa. Enemy of my enemy is my friend. But anyways, let's get into the scriptures so we can actually cover other topics. I'll actually go ahead and read it in context. Actually, let's go ahead and switch things up, because it trains your mind to switch your mindsets quicker. And this is not a self-help program, by the way. This is for the purposes to be prepared and sharpen your minds in order to have proper conversations and somewhat arguments. And I'm with the agreement of some people of the Lord that are within Israel that are much smarter than the populace itself. And for those that are actually possibly listening to this channel, I don't know if they are. But again, I will tell you this, that Jesus is the fulfillment of the Old and New Testament, especially the New Testament. Regardless, again, I do not care of any other gods. There's always was and is one God. Yes, I might be mentioning some other gods, but I don't believe in them. Those are myths and fables that people just go on about. Oh, man. Again, this all comes with the sharpening and training your thoughts, especially with the experience. That you might have. And let me explain why sometimes my mindset of words don't make any sense. You see, it's the development process of your mentality is to prepare you to reject the things of Antichrist. Now, these are not step-by-step processes. None of the AI garbage that they're shoving in front of your eyes or faces. Like I was saying, let me be brutally honest. It's so your thoughts and your words can switch a lot better and quicker to a different mentality set. And the reason why you can't always be nice to the enemy, but the Lord did say to bless them. In some ways, you can be a little stern. Do you all know the word stern? It means to be a little bit more strict with the opponent. That's where the insults come in, because the insults are supposed to be the path and the guidance towards correction. I don't know if many of you follow me yet. The mindset track. Just like Brother Jamie saying, are you tracking? But I'm not gonna steal his thunder. Instead, I'm gonna say, are you following me? Are you following along? Because again, this channel, and so much as like Brother Jamie or Sean, as in aka known as, Mr. Christian, and that is his channel. But again, I won't be touchy. Our goal and the purposes of these channels is actually be brutally honest until you all are truly prepared for the future events and outcomes. So we can be as real and raw as much as possible. So you won't be so shocked and traumatized when the events do happen. So therefore, you will be ready to meet the Lord face to face. Again, most of us are not sure how it's gonna happen. So why do people continuously listen to the other AI garbage channels? And I'm not trying to insult the people in the creators, but again, those are filtered AI garbage channels. And pardon me again. Would you rather have the real stuff or actually the fake stuff? Because again, I will go in further details. But before we finish those topics, which are actually now becoming 3 topics instead of 2. Talking about AI, the books, and I guess the scientists parts. Nothing wrong with the scientists, don't get me wrong, science is very, very helpful. It's just the people behind the project. Now, hold on one moment, beloved ones. Alrighty, here we go. I ate something, now I'm back. Let's see here. Do a little setup. No, my apologies for the last few videos. I was doing very strange things with my mouth. But you don't need to know every single detail of my commentating. Instead, let's jump into the scriptures and then we'll finish the topics that we have on top of our minds and all the anticipation that you might be awaiting. Oh, let me do this instead. Haha, yeah. Learning every day and sharpening the mind. Oh, yeah. And that will be another topic for a different time. Might actually. That. This. Okay. I'll probably do that later. Okay. Let's get into it. Let's see how you all gonna do. It's kind of like a little test run. Yep. I'll do that definitely afterwards. Okay, here we go, and I'll keep the topics right and at the back. No, not my back of my mind, but I'll be keeping in the side lines of the mind. The topics, interesting, intriguing topics that you all looking forward to. Okay, Numbers 11:11. You see, I'm putting you all on the spot and into. Again, I'm not trying to confuse you, but it's kind of like tricking your brain a little bit. And I'm not up for trickery, if you know what I mean, just like I explained before. This is a little bit different, so let's see if your mind can. Of course, this is not changing anything, and I'm not trying to change, except it's kind of like doing the opposite a little bit. Our Heavenly Father sends us frequent troubles to try our faith. There we go. If our faith be worth anything, it will stand the test. Guilt is afraid of fire, but gold is not. The paste gem dreads to the but gold is not. The paste gem dreads to be touched by the diamond, but the true jewel fears not test. No test. It is a poor faith which can only trust God when friends are true, the body full of health, and the business profitable. But that is true faith which holds by the Lord's faithfulness when friends are gone. Speaking of friends, I mentioned friends at the beginning of the video. Faithfulness when friends are gone, when the body is sick, when spirits are depressed, and the light of our Father's countenance is hidden. A faith which can say, in the direst trouble, though he slay me, yet will I trust in him, is heaven-born faith. The Lord afflicts his servants to glorify himself, for he is greatly glorified in the graces of his people, which are his own handiwork. When tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope, the Lord is honored by these growing virtues. We should never know the music of the harp if the strings were left untouched, nor enjoy the juice of the grape if it were not trodden in a winepress, nor discover the sweet perfume of cinnamon if it were not pressed and beaten, nor feel the warmth of fire if the coals were not utterly consumed. The wisdom and power of the great workman are discovered by the trials through which his vessels of mercy are permitted to pass. Present afflictions tend also to heighten future joy. There must be shades in the picture to bring out the beauty of the lights. Could we be so supremely blessed in heaven if we had not known the curse of sin and the sorrow of earth? Will not peace be sweeter after conflict, and rest more welcome after toil? Will not the recollection of past sufferings enhance the bliss of the glorified? There are many other comfortable answers to the question with which we opened our brief meditation. Let us muse upon it all day long. Here we go, and then we'll get into Isaiah. The people complain, and when the people complained, it displeased the Lord, and the Lord heard it. And his anger was kindled, and the fire of the Lord burned among them, and consumed them that were in the uttermost parts of the camp. And the people cried unto Moses, and when Moses prayed unto the Lord, the fire was quenched. And he called the name of that place Taberah, because the fire of the Lord burnt among them. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting, and the children of Israel also wept again, and said, Who shall give us flesh to eat? Remember the flesh which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. But now our soul is dried away, there is nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes. Oh man, I would have been satisfied with that, instead of complaining about it. That's manna we're talking about. In fact, let's read through it and then we'll look it up for you. And the manna was as coriander seed, and the color thereof as the color of bdellium. And the people went about and gathered it and ground it in mills or beat it in a mortar, and baked it in pans, and made cakes of it. Ah, it's in the form of cakes. And the taste of it was as the taste of fresh oil. Ah, interesting. And when the dew fell upon the camp in the night, the manna fell upon it. Then Moses heard the people weep throughout their families, every man in the door of his tent, and the anger of the Lord was kindled greatly. Moses also was displeased. And Moses said unto the Lord, Wherefore hast thou afflicted thy servant? And wherefore have I not found favor in thy sight, that thou layest the burden of all this people upon me? Have I conceived all this people? Have I begotten them? That thou shouldest say unto me, Carry them in thy bosom, as a nursing father beareth the sucking child, unto the land which thou swearest unto their fathers? Whence should I have flesh to give unto all this people? For they weep unto me, saying, Give us flesh, that we may eat. I am not able to bear all this people alone, because it is too heavy for me. And if thou deal thus with me, kill me, I pray thee, out of hand, if I have found favor in thy sight, and let me not say my wretchedness. Elders appointed to aid Moses. And the Lord said unto Moses, Gather unto me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom thou knowest to be the elders of the people, and officers over them, and bring them unto the tabernacle of the congregation, that they may stand there with thee. And I will come down and talk with thee there, and I will take of the spirit which is upon thee, and will put it upon them. And they shall bear the burden of the people with thee, that thou bear it not thyself alone. And say thou unto the people, Sanctify yourselves against to morrow, and ye shall eat flesh. For ye have wept in the ears of the Lord, saying, Who shall give us flesh to eat? For it was well with us in Egypt, therefore the Lord will give you flesh, and ye shall eat. Ye shall not eat 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, neither 10 days, nor 20 days, but even a whole month, until it come out of your nostrils, and it be loathsome unto you, because that ye have despised the Lord which is among you, and have wept before him, saying, Why came we forth out of Egypt? And Moses said, the people among whom I am are 600,000 footmen, and thou hast said, I will give them flesh, that they may eat a whole month. Shall the flocks and the herds be slain for them to suffice them? Or shall all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them to suffice them? And the Lord said unto Moses, Is the Lord's hand waxed short? Thou shalt see now whether my word shall come to pass unto thee or not. Ah, it seems like Moses had doubt too. But again, nothing against the servant of the Lord. I had doubt myself a lot of times too. And Moses went out and told the people the words of the Lord, and gathered the 70 men of the elders of the people, and set them round about the tabernacle. And the Lord came down in a cloud, and spake unto him, and took of the spirit that was upon him, and gave it unto the 70 elders. And it came to pass that when the spirit rested upon them, they prophesied, and did not cease. But there remained 2 of the men in the camp. The name of the one was Eldad, and the name of the other Medad. And the Spirit rested upon them, and they were of them that were written, but went not out unto the tabernacle, and they prophesied in the camp. And there ran a young man, and told Moses, and said, Eldad and Medad do prophesy in the camp. And Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of Moses, one of his young men, answered and said, My lord Moses, forbid them. And Moses said unto him, Enviest thou for my sake? Would God that all the Lord's people were prophets, and that the Lord would put his spirit upon them? And Moses gat him into the camp, he and the elders of Israel, quail and a plague as a title. And there went forth a wind from the Lord, and brought quails from the sea, and let them fall by the camp, as it were a day's journey on the side, and as it were a day's journey on the other side, round about the camp, and as it were 2 cubits high upon the face of the earth. And the people stood up all that day, and all that night, and all the next day, and they gathered the quails. He that gathered least gathered 10 homers, and they spread them all abroad for themselves round about the camp. And while the flesh was yet between their teeth, ere it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord was kindled again against the people, and the Lord smote the people with a very great plague. And he called the name of that place Kibroth Hatava, Kibroth Hatava, because there they buried the people that lusted. And the people journeyed from Kibroth Hatava unto Hazeroth, and abode at Hazeroth. Now, we're going to switch things up a little bit real quick, and I'll look up the word. Isaiah 36:5. There we go. Sennacherib invades Judah. Yep. There we go. Alright. Now it came to pass in the 14th year of King Hezekiah that Sennacherib, king of Assyria, came up against all the defenced cities of Judah and took them. And the king of Assyria sent Rabshakeh from Lachish to Jerusalem unto King Hezekiah with a great army. And he stood by the conduit of the upper pool in the highway of the fuller's field. Then came forth unto him Eliakim, Hilkiah's son, which was over the house, and Shebna the scribe, and Joanne, Asaph's son, or Joah, Asaph's son, the recorder. Recorders as in probably writers, and Rabshakeh said unto them, Say ye now to Hezekiah, Thus saith the Lord, the great king, the king of Assyria, what confidence is this wherein thou trustest? I say, sayest thou, but they are but vain words. I have counsel and strength for war. Now on whom dost thou trust, that thou rebellest against me? Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh king of Egypt to all that trust in him. But if thou say to me, We trust in the Lord our God, is it not he whose high places and whose altars Hezekiah hath taken away, and said to Judah and to Jerusalem, Ye shall worship before this altar? Now therefore give pledges, I pray thee, to my master the king of Assyria, and I will give thee 2,000 horses. If thou be able on thy part to set riders upon them. How then wilt thou turn away the face of the one captain of the least of my master's servants, and put thy trust on Egypt for chariots and for horsemen? And am I now come up without the Lord against this land to destroy it? The Lord said unto me, Go up against this land and destroy it. Then said Eliakim and Shebna and Joah unto Rabshakeh, Speak, I pray thee, unto thy servants in the Syrian language, for we understand it, and speak not to us in a Jew's language, and the ears of the people that are on the wall. But Rabshakeh said, Have my master sent me to thy master and to thee to speak these words? Hath he not sent me to the men that sit upon the wall, that they may eat their own dung and drink their own piss with you? Oh my gosh. I didn't realize that there is such a language. Oh, that is so nasty. Then Rabshakeh stood and cried with a loud voice in the Jews' language and said, Hear ye the words of the great king, the king of Assyria. Thus saith the king, Let not Hezekiah deceive you, for he shall not be able to deliver you. Neither let Hezekiah make you trust in the Lord, saying, The Lord will surely deliver us. This city shall not be delivered into the hand of the king of Assyria. Oh, I see. That's some deception right there. Hezekiah, appointed by the Lord. Hearken not to Hezekiah, for thus saith the king of Assyria, Make an agreement with me by a present, and come out to me, and eat ye every one of his vine, and every one of his fig tree, and drink ye every one that the waters of his own cistern, until I come and take you away to a land like your own land, a land of corn and wine, a land of bread and vineyards. Be aware lest Hezekiah persuade you, saying, The Lord will deliver us. Looks like this king is trying to lead them away from the true Lord Most High. Hath any of the gods of the nations delivered his land out of the hand of the king of Assyria? Where are the gods of Hamath and Arphad? Where are the gods of Sepharvaim, and have they delivered Samaria out of my hand? Who are they among all the gods of these lands that have delivered their land out of my hand, that the Lord should deliver Jerusalem out of my hand? But they held their peace and answered him not a word, for the king's commandment was saying, Answer him not. Then came Eliakim, the son of Eliakim, that was over the household, and Shebna the scribe, and Joah the son of Asaph, the recorder, to Hezekiah with their clothes rent, and told him the words of Rabshakeh. Reader, this is an important question. Listen to the Christian's answer and see if it is yours. On whom dost thou trust? I trust, says the Christian, in a triune God. I trust the Father, believing that he has chosen me from before the foundation of the world. I trust him to provide for me in providence, to teach me, to guide me, to correct me, if need be, and to bring me home to his own house where the many mansions are. I trust the Son. Very God of very God is he, the man Christ Jesus. I trust in him to take away all my sins by his own sacrifice, and to adorn me with his perfect righteousness. I trust him to be my intercessor, to present my prayers and desires before his Father's throne. And I trust him to be my advocate at the last great day, to plead my cause, and to justify me. I trust him for what he is, for what he has done, and for what he has promised yet to do. And I trust the Holy Spirit. He has begun to save me from my inbred sins. I trust him to drive them all out. I trust him to curb my temper, to subdue my will, to enlighten my understanding, to check my passions, to comfort my despondency, to help my weakness, to illuminate my darkness. I trust him to dwell in me as my life, to reign in me as my king, to sanctify me wholly, spirit, soul, and body. And then to take me up to dwell with the saints in light forever. Oh, blessed trust, to trust him whose power will never be exhausted, whose love will never wane, whose kindness will never change, whose faithfulness will never fail, whose wisdom will never be nonplussed, and whose perfect goodness can never know a diminution. Happy art thou, reader, which means like diminishing. It's like diminution. Yeah. Happy art thou, reader, if this trust is thine. So trusting, thou shalt enjoy sweet peace now, and glory hereafter, and the foundation of thy trust shall never be removed. And there we go. Now, we're gonna start on our topics, and my apologies again. Looks like time is never on human side. And I'm not trying to make it as a thing. Let's look up word mana. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, it's like, okay, I get it. Because it was raining down from heaven. I see why it's called mana. Book of Exodus describes that the miraculous bread of heaven that God provided for the Israelites during their desert wandering, or it can be used metaphorically to describe any unexpected divine or plentiful supply of something beneficial. And there you all have it. So back to the topics at hand. And I think I'll just keep this up just in case if you all really want to explore a little bit more. So anyways, about the Yeah. So let's cover this topic first. The AI stuff. I think it's in fact, let me show you something. And then we'll cover the topics of books and how that's utilized in our school education system to distract you from reading the Bible. Please don't read the Bible. Please don't read the Bible. Is that... What are they so freaked out about it? Why, actually? Why are they so freaked out about it? That is a curious question. The king of AI search. Let me show you something real quick. I did a little bit of research. It's in Joshua. Okay, it was in Joshua. My apologies if I misled you. It talks about AI and Jeremiah. I can read a few verses here. Speaking of AI, since this generation is filled with AI and technology, the Bible talks about it specifically. Just people gotta look it up and research it. Seriously, it's not that difficult. People are like, oh my gosh, they're gonna read the Bible. I don't believe it. I don't do this. Actually, four topics to discuss. Yeah. Let's go ahead and cover it so I don't. Yeah. We'll go ahead and cover this. We got so much so much information to decode for you all. And these are like the humble opinions and conclusions that I came up with. Mind you, you don't have to listen to a single word I tell you. You make your choice. But if you are really seeking the truth, you can be in the right channel, but I'm not the right person. Jesus is. Because again, you all can tell I make flaws too. And I'm not perfect. Definitely not. But I do brutal honesty here. Speaking of AI, I will guide you towards the verses of where it explains. And it talks about many cities and towns and whatnot. Joshua 8:1. And the Lord said unto Joshua, fear not, neither be thou dismayed. Take all the people of war with thee, and arise, go up to Ai. See, I have given unto thy hand the king of Ai, and his people, which means I think it's like a person of interest of technology, and his people and his city and his land. By the looks of it, they had like architects and some sort of other technology, but not as advanced technology as today. Look at that. It actually warns you even towards the future, this generation, even in the present. It talks about AI right there. So read Joshua 8:1. And his people and his city and his land. Joshua 8:14. And it came to pass when the king of Ai saw it that they hastened and rose up early, and the men of the city went out against Israel to battle, he and all his people at a time appointed before the plan, but he wist, which means did not know. But he wist not that there were liars and ambush against him behind the city. Which means he did not know that there were liars and deceivers ready to place it and plot a trap and conspire against him behind this city. Which means I think it's kind of like behind the walls. You all can do a little bit more research on geographical scales. Joshua 8:23, and the king of Ai they took alive and brought him to Joshua. Joshua 8:29. So pretty much majority of Joshua explains and talks about Ai. And the king of Ai he hinged on a tree until eventide, which means evening or night. And as soon as the sun was down, Joshua commanded that they should take his carcass down from the tree and cast it at the entering of the gate of the city, and raise thereon a great heap of stones that remaineth unto this day. I'll read that one more time. That part was like probably taken out, but the looks of it is kind of like shaded. I guess it was kind of like taken out or something. This, and raise thereon a great heap of stones that remaineth. Stones, mentioning something about stones. And raise thereon a great heap of stones that remaineth unto this day. Just like I was mentioning. Joshua 10:1. Now it came to pass when Adonizedek. Now it came to pass when Adonizedek, king of Jerusalem, had heard how Joshua had taken Ai and had utterly destroyed it, as he had done to Jericho and her king, so he had done to Ai and her king. Interesting, mentioning her. And how the inhabitants of Gibeon, and how the inhabitants of Gibeon had made peace with Israel and were among them. Joshua 12:9. The king of Jericho, 1. The king of Ai, which is beside Bethel, 1. Interesting. It's like naming numbers. Now, Jeremiah 49:3. Howl, O Heshbon, for Ai is spoiled. Cry, ye daughters. Reba, gird you with sackcloth. Lament, and run to and fro by the hedges, for their king shall go into captivity, and his priests and his princes together. Interesting. Well, there you all go. You all can definitely do some research on that and search it up down here, and it will show you. But back to the topics at hand. Let's cover a few. So I'm gonna finish the topic, I guess, about the AI. So what I was trying to say is stop watching all the garbage that they're sending you. Most of them are quite liars. How would they know better than anyone else on this planet? As if they're like trying to be their own gods. Are they gods? Nope. I don't even consider them. There's only one King Almighty, and that is the light that what's actually creating everything. What is light to you? Here's the question. What is light? Is it like something shining within your eyes, or is it something glowing? No, let me explain. A light is like the breath of life. It is alive. It creates. And it's not just an it is a who. And that is Jesus Christ. For he has overcome the world. And he is the light of the world. He also imputed that light unto his children. And I don't mean that Jesus got married. No. How hideous that people think that way. Their minds are so twisted and warped to the point that they put their state of mentality and their thought process onto the outgoing actions. So they're fooling and tricking themselves to the point of where they think, oh, this happened and that happened. I think that is a lot of random discussions and obscurity, as also contradiction towards themselves. And I'm trying to use that word not just to be fancy, not just to be smart. And I'm actually trying to utilize it as in you're supposedly presuming many conclusions and calculations of your own sort without having copies of something and the gathering intelligence that is required for your evidence and explanation. For we have plenty of evidence, but are you willing to accept it? Notice I used willing, therefore I wasn't even forcing you to. That's topic number 1, but it's not finished yet. So let's finish it. You see what I'm saying? Contradiction. I will try to explain that word, and we can actually look it up right on here. Contradiction. There we go. Yeah, exactly. A combination of statements, ideas, or features of a situation that are opposed to one another. And I'm pointing this out because a lot of people have that. Because they're always utilizing that word just to be, I guess, smart Alex. When they are having oppositions against each other, and here's the word bdellium. It's like food source, and they made cakes out of it. Sometimes it used as in oil for sure, and it's grown. Now it looks like it's grown by the trees. The color of bdellium and tastes like oil. Ah, bdellium tree. Yep. There you go. There you all go. Feast upon the Lord's word. Digest it well. Now, topic number 2. There's 2 more left after this. Again, pardon me for making these videos long. If you can stick around and watch it towards the end, that'll be much appreciated and beneficial either for you and others around you. I don't ask for any other things of you, because you all will figure out on your walk and on your journey, depending on your experiences and research that you all follow along with. So here we go. Topic number 2. Do you know of any books that they're trying to sell, or they are packing within the educational systems, and they're trying to spread them out? Did you know that Satan utilizes that to distract you from actual book itself, where everything is kind of written down and recorded by the historical people? Now, regardless, you can say, oh, that is a contradiction against your own things. Maybe. You can say that. You can continue to say that. You can convince your mind and yourself about that all day long, but will it get you anywhere? Probably not. But again, it is very historical what we're reading down here. And some people are still utilizing spears. Sometimes they're known as harpoons now for fishing. Some spears are still used for fishing. Even weapons themselves are advanced. Some rockets are like arrows. Some we still have somewhat kind of like SWAT teams, even some operatives of police force, they're still utilizing the shields for certain areas and circumstances and situations. And they utilize the shields and the sticks. So nothing too different, but again, I'm just trying to point stuff out that you can learn a lot from the Bible. It's recorded stuff. There's a bit of science because the book of Leviticus talks about the leprosy and how to deal with it, how to clean it. It's kind of describing the medical stuff, just like Luke. Luke was a physician, and then let's see, the Mark was the recording guy for the history unfolding before his eyes and the miracles of Jesus. It was at that time. So again, A lot of recorders, and the recorder was mentioned down here too. I think it was where is it? Judah, king of Syria, and the Carib king of Assyria came up against all the defenced cities of Judah and took them to the great. Oh, there it is. Isaiah 36:3. Then came forth unto him Eliakim, Hilkiah's son, which was over the house, and Shebna the scribe, and Joah, Asaph's son, the recorder. There you go. It mentions recorders down here. And mind you, this is the King James version. Of course, you all can use whatever the versions you all have. I have nothing against that. Stop fighting over, oh, I want to read this, I want to read that version. It all adds up together. Come on now. Stop being so picky, guys. Anyways, so that's topic number 2, that Satan is utilizing some of the educational systems in either some universities or libraries. Speaking of, you all have seen how much nonsense and hideous, disgusting books that people and children find within the school's confines. Very inappropriate books, by the way. That in it of itself is a distraction from the Word of God. You all can deny it all you like, but it has helped me tremendously throughout my life. I don't know about you, but you all check it out for yourselves. And pardon me again, my mouth tends to trap some stuff in it. But don't mind me. Don't mind my random commentator things. Topic number 3. Do you all know how people said, "Oh, if our King returns again, Lord Jesus," meaning, if he returns again, we will kill him again. No, you won't, because he is in heaven right now. How are you gonna get there? Huh? How are you gonna reach? You're gonna repeat the same thing as the Babylon whore did? Before you can even reach our King Almighty of the universe, you'll suffocate to death. Which is why people build hazmat suits and space suits nowadays. But again, you can still reach our King. Enough of that. Enough of the affliction. His sacrifice once was enough. For Father specifically and sincerely states, "It is finished." So how are you gonna reach him? You big tough, big puff and puff people out there? How are you gonna kill him again? Excuse me? I know it's a long past topic, but seriously? That is an interesting question for you, for whoever finds this video. How are you going to reach him? He is in heaven right now, at the right hand side of the Father. He is on his throne. That's topic number 3. Finished. And we can continue. But I don't want to hold up most of your time, so therefore I don't reach the 2-hour mark on the videos. Topic number 4, scientists. And I don't mean all of them. I mean some of them. I'm not mentioning John Lennox. No. I'm mentioning the ones that are very, very bad scientists. This is going to be a very sensitive one, and it might trigger some uninvited, unwelcomed attentions, or even tensions and emotions that could be mixed up in many ways. So be prepared for the state of mind you have came on this to this channel. So I personally don't blame you. You are more than welcome down here, but it is your choice after all. Just prepare your minds and ears for it. Now, let's jump into it, because again, it's explanations of how, like I was saying, there are billions of people, so therefore that gives them enough opportunities and enough time to act upon certain stages and degrees of actions and information and words to do things behind the scenes. And I guarantee you they do exist. You think that a world with billions of people, oh, there's nothing goes wrong. I think people don't have the guts to say anything about it. There are demons. I can guarantee you that. And there are so messed up nightmare-like scientists that you wish you hadn't met. And some of you may have. So therefore, in that mindset and state of yours, you already might have experienced such a thing. There are such messed up scientists that they just do the experiments for the thrill of it. And it'll have to be such a psychopathic, you name it, you can put the category on their name tags all over the place. That's how bad they can become. To the point of where they can act so innocent that you'll be just fine being attracted to them or something. And I don't mean the sexual attraction. No. Again, I told you, be prepared, because in some ways I'm foolishly and abnormally, brutally honest. Again, I'm utilizing very advanced words. Just choose wisely and do your best if you would like to keep up with me. But anyways, which is why I'm talking about, because again, careful what you inject yourselves with, because again, they mix a lot of chemicals with the syringes and injectors. So, the reason being I'm talking about this is I'm being a loving brother in Christ to warn you, just to keep careful watch. Prepare yourselves, because those sons of guns are very, very dangerous. And I will warn you ahead of time. Be careful, they will be knocking at your door and everything sometimes. Some of you already have experienced many, many trials and tribulations. So therefore, you all are aware. And in your state of thought and minds, you might say, well, ain't that obvious, Sherlock? And no pun intended, but that is if you like to treat it as a pun. Again, I'm just a single individual, and I warn people before it all happens. Ahead of time. There are some things that we may be able to do something about it, and there are some things that we cannot. Way out of the scope of our control. So that's why I'm keep on sharpening the mind and preparing myself for the worst. But in the end, there's greater peace and greater glory for the Lord. And alongside that, we will be able to enjoy the treasures of the Lord. Regardless of what we're experiencing here upon this earth. So, here comes encouragement, but the last thing I want to tell you is this. We are running out of time. The frenzy has begun. And the reason why I mention that is because in some places right now it's quite crazy. You all are aware of it, so I won't go any further. Interesting factors. I want to say that one more time. We are running out of time. The frenzy has begun. I know it's not a funny thing, but it's just the reason why I was laughing is because I was imagining something out of certain place and time, I guess. But I obviously sometimes don't laugh for real. It's kind of like a fading laughter, is what I can call it. And the reason being is because I was preparing my mind for the things to come upon this world. Again, I can't always warn people because people will say, oh, this guy is an idiot, this guy is crazy, and other insults that will come in. And round and around, what was it? The recycled reasoning or something. Oh, circular reasoning. That's what I call it. Circular reasoning as their favorite thing and favorite term possibly can be used. Because they love to just go around and around their minds and utilize the same words, repetitive, robotic, and robust words towards their better advantage to inflict damage upon the individuals that are not able to stand up for themselves sometimes. Circular reasoning. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, I'm learning something new every day. Oi, 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 oi. Yankees. Alrighty, and that is topic number 4. We have covered them all. And may I wish you a beautiful, safe, guided journey from the Lord Almighty. And may His peace abide with you. And all these things I say, and the blessed Lord Almighty, aside from the negative factors, although they were necessary, for you to be notified and be warned about them. And His Almighty Majesty's Son, Lord Jesus, that was here upon the earth. And all these things I say unto you, may you be blessed by His peace, alongside with you returning towards His glory, and being beneficial towards His glory. Alongside, He can impute the gifts and the beautiful blessings upon you, such as peace, remembrance, endurance, while you go through the trials and tribulations. For that path is kind of necessary for you to grow. Someday you will understand. If you don't, well, you might have something negative to say towards me. We can either grow up or just grow down and be childish. So I choose to grow up. So let's be grown adults and rise up and take up the fight towards the right things and better future. For the King has prepared a better future for His people, which is Israel and His children, as are Gentiles and the rest of the nations who truly believe on Him and in Him. Like genuinely and sincerely try to follow Him, not just like pretend like and do all these other regulations that they're trying to make up. Anyways, lovelies, may I say to you, arise, ye warriors of the Lord, and fight. Just like the knights. Arise, ye ladies. And be warriors also. and be the growing, blooming flowers of the garden once the battle is past. As gentle as the days of old. And may you look forward to the gentle things that you may behold. Upon the bestowal of the Lord. So ye soldiers of his majesty's glory, pick up your sword. Once more, arise. Stealth Squad out. I shall see you all, or you may hear from me next time. Good night, good day, good afternoon, good evening, and once more, good night wherever you are. Have a peaceful, blessed, intriguing, exciting day. Goodbye now.